Hey, it's Bobby Bones with some exciting news. Open booking is here for the Top Shelf Country Cruise, setting sail February 2026 aboard the luxurious Celebrity Reflection. Spots are filling up fast, so book your stateroom today or sign up to become a lineup insider to receive the final lineup 48 hours prior to the public. Don't miss your chance to make February 2026 unforgettable. Visit TopShelfCountryCruise.com. That's TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
Yoda does not regenerate like a phoenix.
I'm just saying we don't know for sure.
You don't know.
Hey, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
Heath, get the shades. We got a code black.
On it. Yep, already on it.
Eli, for the last time, the white version of The Wiz is The Wizard of Oz. You have to stop doing this.
And Tom, I expected a lot better of you.
Really? Why would you expect better?
We had a whole meeting about letting him dress like this.
No, guys, it's not the wizard thing. Relax. This is for this week's show about Christmas traditions. I am Black Pete and Tom is Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's actually some really weird Christmas stuff out there. I hate to say it, but these outfits are kind of appropriate, at least for this episode.
Okay, Eli, I get, but Tom, really? Are you that in the spirit?
Oh, I had Tom at You Get to Hit Kids.
No, that makes sense.
Of course.
Yep.
I brought my own bag.
You did.
And sticks.
You did.
And chains.
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts. Because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm Santa Claus, and I'll be dropping this bit after the intro, but I'll need some little helpers. First up, two men who are neither little nor helpers, Keith and Tom.
That's fair. Yeah, I fit into that sleigh about as well as a coach seat on Ryanair. Yeah. Santa made me buy 2 seats on the sleigh.
I help myself all the time, just not within 1,000 yards of a school again.
That's all.
And also joining us tonight, two little boys who knew Santa was fake before it was cool, Noah and Cecil.
All right, I'm not going to confess to anything, but every gift I received was proof that nobody was making a list, let alone checking it twice.
Yeah. It wasn't that big a discovery. Santa's beard had more beer on it than the VFW floor.
All right, that voice is giving me a headache. So before we begin tonight, we'd like to take a moment to thank our patrons. These good little children are so good, Santa's going to bring them a coupon for outfit stuff. That's right, outfit stuff. And if you'd like to learn how to join their
discount outfit stuff.
That's right. Be sure to stick around till the end of the show, and we'll tell you how to stuff our stocking. And with that out of the way,
it's going to be like a Groupon thing? Do they all have to use it?
Yeah, they all have to do outfit stuff on the same night. And with that out of the way, tell us, Tom, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or events will we be talking about today?
Well, I'm very excited about all the beatings in this one. Today, we're going to be talking about Christmas traditions from around the world.
And Heath.
It's accurate.
You couldn't be bothered to include Chanukah because you're a bigot. Are you ready to lay out the cookies and milk of knowledge?
Okay, you think doing an episode about Hanukkah traditions would make the show sound less bigoted?
No, doing 8 episodes about the Hanukkah traditions. So tell us, Heath, what are some Christmas traditions?
Yeah, I mean, those are both complicated words. So let's take them one at a time. For Eli, Christmas is the annual celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, celebrated on December 25th, when Jesus was definitely not born.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
This is actually a giant argument among scholars of religious history and also among extremely angry idiots on Wikipedia. It's pretty amazing.
And angry smart people on Wikipedia, too. They have to argue. The idiots have to argue with somebody else.
So lots of the article about Christmas is a rapidly escalating yelly fight with increasing numbers of terrible citations, mostly to the blog posts of the same angry idiots involved in the fight. And traditions, Eli, are established customs. So there you go.
Yeah, but there's always a first guy. I'm a trendsetter, is what I'm saying. I'm a trendsetter.
Those extremely angry idiots aren't bound to Wikipedia. Some of them make your laws, people.
Yes. Yeah. And not the ones that you've elected, interestingly enough. They just received them.
Yep. Even when you vote out Matt Bevin, he pardons 8,000 rapists.
Oh, fuck.
Right before he leaves.
Asshole.
God damn it. Yeah. So, check out those crazy people arguing on Wikipedia because it's fun. It's good stuff.
Or you know what? Or take out your nicotine withdrawal on them. Your choice. A lot of stuff you can do.
I got to check it again now. I'm very excited to see what you've done. But here's the thing. Most historians, at least the ones who won't have a meltdown based on the correct answer, they agree.
So none of them.
They agree that the actual birth date of Jesus was in the spring or summer of the Northern Hemisphere. And that forces at least some of the panicky Wikipedia Christians to make harumphy concessions. One of them, almost exact quote, was like, all right, fine, it's in the fucking spring, but believing that God came into the world in the form of man to atone for the sins of humanity, it's that rather than knowing the exact birth date. That's the primary purpose of celebrating Christmas on the date we made up. You're a dick. You're a dick. You guys are being dicks. Here's 19 footnotes about you being dicks.
Oh my God, there are so many goddamn footnotes on every one of those
It's
articles
amazing.
too. Everything that's correct has 31 goddamn citations,
good.
and then there will be a thing that says more citations needed.
This whole thing seems like an argument about the exact time code on an old David Copperfield DVD. Like, can't we all just agree that this was a good trick that didn't actually happen? Like,
We cannot. And just for the record, the arguments between actual historians and pot-committed evangelical historians in pieces of scholarly writing and alleged scholarly writing, those arguments are just as ridiculous. Lots of Christian historians point to Hippolytus of Rome as the earliest source of evidence on the birthday, and Hippolytus said it was December 25th. But everybody else points out that he got there by just picking March 25th and adding 9 months to that. They also point out that every day is exactly 9 months from another day. and then one guy's like, well, the Quran actually talks about Mary shaking a ripe date from a date tree around the time of the birth, and dates ripen in the summer. And then everyone yells at that guy for being a terrorist. It's a fun argument.
I love that Joseph, when Mary was 9 months pregnant, was like, what, you want a fucking date? Go shake a goddamn tree. What am I, a fucking butler over here?
Actually, Cecil, I can confirm that being a butler and pretending not to smell her farts are the chief duties of a father-to-be. That's the job.
My wife didn't even have to get pregnant for that. All I'm saying is if Jesus was born on the 25th, those shepherd dudes that the angels showed up to were fucking, right? Like the only reason they would be keeping their flocks out in the field in the middle of the night in late December is they were fucking. The angel shows up and they're like, we were watching over the sheep. What were you doing?
and lo saith the shepherd, I just can't quitteth you.
So
We would write a much better Bible is what I'm saying. Gospel according to Tom would be awesome.
new goal. Probably not going to get there. So one major theory from mainstream historians is that Christmas was introduced around the same time as Saturnalia, the pagan holiday that coincides with the winter solstice. And this just made sense with a Roman population making a transition from paganism to Christianity. And it also made Jesus into a symbol of a new beginning, you know, like a shining light that would bring love and humility to a jaded world of witches and Jewish people, apparently. And that beautiful beacon of light is why we all spend trillions of dollars every year on a bunch of closet stuffers and January garbage. So that's what we're doing now.
Oh, here it comes. Get ready, everybody. Marie Kondo over here isn't going to understand what it means to love things or people.
Okay. In addition to the obnoxious Cosby sweaters and the exaltation of capitalism and the family gatherings that happen way too fucking soon after Thanksgiving. You got to spread that shit out. Are you fucking kidding me?
Thank you.
We need to move Thanksgiving to June or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, in addition to all that stupid, horrible shit, the world is full of way more other absurd, terrible Christmas traditions. And we're going to get into those in a minute. But first, I want to mention some stats about this holiday, starting with some spending numbers. Here in the US, we spend about $700 a person on gifts at Christmas time.
Jeez, aren't we some stingy fucks? Really? Most of us get away with damn.
Gen X spends the most with an average of $782 for Gen Xers.
We're the best, right? Gotcha.
There you go. Millennials are in second place at $609. And
You and me, Heath.
of
Big
course,
drop-off.
boomers are the lowest, spending about $576 because they ruin literally everything.
What the hell do you expect from a group of people who ask, is 7% enough of a tip for this person?
That's
you
not
in the eye.
half of enough of tip.
God, it's not half. It's like at best a third. Jesus Christ. All right. And here's a few other stats that I found. We spend $2.2 billion a year on Christmas trees for a grand total of about 400 million total trees.
Wait
Which
a
means
minute.
if that's correct, the average tree costs about $5.50.
What?
And it is extremely sad.
It's
Just
sad.
this
It is
wilty
super
bullshit
sad.
tree.
To be fair, whatever the guy tells me the Christmas tree is going to cost, I'm paying. What am I going to do? Fucking shop around at all the other Christmas tree places? No,
Yeah.
fine. Here's your $85 only Christmas tree place for the United States.
Those numbers seem so goddamn bizarre to me because that's like 400 million. That's more than 2 trees for every home and business in this nation.
That's Jeff Bezos just has like 8 million
Yeah,
trees
right,
for
right.
himself. Asshole. Yeah. I also found out that retailers lose more than $3 billion a year due to return fraud, with the majority of that being the return of stolen merchandise.
That's nice of them.
Also, a good amount of that is the cost of security to deal with countless screaming idiots who try to return shirts with giant stains made of eggnog vomit.
Okay, I'm not going to keep the shirt after you vomit on it, Heath. I told you that.
It came like this.
What?
It came like this.
You put Blanton's bourbon in eggnog. You deserve this. So
You wasted that bourbon. That is on
You
you,
did.
not on
You.
me.
You both wasted the eggnog.
You can't waste eggnog.
there's literally no way to waste eggnog. So in terms of popularity, chocolate is the most common gift for adults. And for teenagers, the top gifts are money and books. So for teens, the best and worst ideas are the two top.
Yeah, for fucking real. What the fuck is even happening? My kids can't even fucking read a book. They would lynch me if I gave them a book.
Okay, well, I'm not anti-books, but even teenage book nerds would rather just have the fucking money every single time. Just give them the money and they can pick a book. In fact, according to an article from Reader's Digest called Tips for Giving Your Loved Ones Truly Meaningful Gifts, according to science, you should be doing 2 super obvious things that people aren't doing. First of all, I already said it, just give money. It's the hand jobs principle. Everyone is so much better at buying stuff for themselves than you are at buying for them. And the second major tip was to just listen to what the person said. If they asked
God,
you for
I hope
something,
my wife is listening to this fucking episode.
it's so simple. If somebody directly asks you for something, if you're lucky enough to have somebody in your life who has the courage to just be like, I want this, fucking buy that thing. Buy them that thing. Don't try to make some genius tangential move that they didn't think of. They wanted the thing that they wanted. That's what science says. All right. So now we know about Christmas. We know some stats. We know some science about gift giving. Now it's time for some of the world's craziest traditions.
Okay, for the record, listening to the same songs over and over again every year wins, and we only don't realize it because it's just always fucking been there.
All right, so I'm going to start us off in Japan, where Christmas isn't even a national holiday. But American capitalism knows no boundaries, so we found a way to jam Christmas into their culture. Because
The Marshall Plan?
Yeah, we have a Marshall Plan for this because fuck them. Jesus equals America. That's in the Bible. Read some David Barton. So apparently Kentucky Fried Chicken didn't like the way Japan had, their own culture. So KFC started a giant marketing campaign in 1974 to force Japan into compliance. They called it Kentucky for Christmas! ! And they convinced everyone that you're supposed to eat terrible fried chicken to celebrate the birth of the Messiah. And it worked. Families all over Japan are still, to this day, heading to KFC on Christmas Eve for a traditional Christian bucket of food.
Yeah, no, Jim Bakerwood. You're fucking surprised at the home of the sweet bean paste flavored Kit Kat fucked up an American tradition? Weird.
Moving over now to Venezuela. This is one of my favorites. Venezuela, the hotbed of Islam that need to be part of our Muslim ban. In their capital city of Caracas, huge crowds of people go to mass on Christmas morning via roller skates.
What?
And yeah, not even roller blades. I'm talking about the old-timey, like, square formation wheels roller skates, like roller derby roller skates. And most of the city streets in Caracas actually get shut down to make this happen. And according to their tradition, kids go to sleep on Christmas Eve with one of their skate laces tied around their toe and the other lace dangling out their window so that their friends can wake them up by pulling them, I guess, out the window by their toe. All right. Next up, apropos of nothing, is Ukraine. And I actually like this one. In Ukraine, instead of decorating the tree with tinsel and glass balls that shatter on the floor next to a bunch of presents for kids, they have something different, which is probably good. They deck out the tree with spider webs. I'm guessing most of them are artificial webs, and they're made to look like when a real spider web is out there in the sun, like shining with dew, which is a beautiful image. This is a good one. And the tradition is based on a folktale about a poor widow who couldn't afford to get decorations. But it all worked out for her because the local spiders felt bad about the old lady's, sad $5.50 tree. And, they felt bad about the Biden family crashing the economy. So the spiders spun a bunch of webs on the tree to make all the kids happy. And apparently spider webs are considered good luck in Ukrainian culture.
So
cool one.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense to me for Ukrainians, right? Like they see spider webs, they think, all right, no nuclear meltdowns have taken out the arachnids, and no forced starvation has forced the peasantry to compete with the spiders for food. Good times for Ukraine. We're killing it.
Better than we expected.
Two of the worst things. They really
Better than
do.
expected.
I feel like that's cheating. Oh, and did I mention in America, childhood obesity is good luck? Oh, look at all the good luck.
I love that no one in fairy tales is like, sentient spiders, get my flamethrower, because that seems like the natural reaction there.
Next up, we have an amazing tradition out of Iceland. According to their legend, at Christmas time, there's a giant cat, not like a lion, like an
a black
oversized
cat. Yeah.
house cat that prowls around the countryside looking for shitty people to eat. It's called the Yule Cat. And apparently farmers would tell their staff that the hard workers would get a new set of clothes for Christmas, but the lazy ones would get devoured by the giant Yule Cat. And that's why it's customary for people in Iceland to get new clothing as a gift so they don't get eaten. Which is not how it works according to their own thing.
No.
That's backwards. And B, it makes it sound like people in Iceland have one clothing. like they have an annual onesie that they switch out every December. Yeah. Or it sounds like they just wear all their clothes all year and then start over again. And based on Bjork, that kind of tracks.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the giant Yule cat of Iceland.
Based on my experience, I feel like a really big Christmas tree or a really big shoebox would pretty much put you in the clear in this situation.
All right. Well, we have just barely begun to jingle the bells and deck the halls, so we'll take a quick nog break for a little something I like to call apropos of nothing.
Okay, everyone, I call this Second Council of Nicaea to order. And a quick reminder, based on the last time, there's no hitting. Absolutely none. No hitting, okay? I'm looking at you, Nicholas. You got that, Nicholas?
Fuck you.
Ha! Classic. Classic, Nicholas. You're going to be a TV figure for children.
I'm what now?
Great. Excellent. So the subject of today's meeting is we're... okay. One of the subjects of today's meeting is that we need to decide on how Jesus was born. We've got, we've got regular born. That's one idea. We've also got two versions where he just appears out of the desert. Woo! Okay, just please save it till we're done with all the options. I'm going to go through all of them. Woo! Yeah. And then, of course, we also have virgin birth as foretold in Daniel. Well, kinda foretold.
I mean, it will be when we're done with it.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. Positive. So how many in favor of the virgin birth thing? Hands up. Okay. And how many in favor of the just appearing from the desert Jesus thing? Ooh. Great, just Steve. Great. Okay, virgin birth it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, got you. Yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and spend 2 days discussing whether Jesus was a man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I will kill anyone who disagrees with me on this.
Nick!
Well,
relax.
I will.
I know you will.
And we're back. While we were on break, I was picturing sugar plums twerking. And now you are too. Keith, tell us some more about some more Christmases. Christmas.
Okay. By the way, what is a sugar plum? I don't know what that is.
I have no idea. I was just thinking the same thing. I can't picture them twerking no matter how hard I try.
Does anybody know what a sugar plum is?
Yes.
I'm not sure I need to know to still picture something twerking. I'm still like, I'm okay
Is it
with
an
As long
actual
as I've got the
plum
verb.
that's like naturally sugared?
It's a piece of dragée or hard candy made of hardened sugar in a small, round, or oval shape, Heath.
Okay, looking stuff up.
So you were totally picturing the wrong thing, Tom.
Who says?
All right, that
Who
is
says I
adorable.
was?
That is adorable. All right, so we're going to move over to Scandinavia next.
You mean if Trump is reelected or regardless?
Yes.
Okay.
First up, we have the mythical country of Finland, where they have a sauna-based Christmas tradition. So apparently houses in Finland all come standard with a wooden sauna, and it's a sacred space for communing with your ancestors, which makes sense. Whenever I think about my dead grandparents, I think about getting naked and sweaty. So perfect. Yeah. And on Christmas Eve, it's customary for the family to all get naked and have a nice drippy steam together for the holiday.
What?
Also, the sauna is where the sauna elf lives. So that's a plus.
Fun fact, the sauna elf is the old guy who thinks pouring water on the rocks doesn't just break the machine these days. It's not coal-powered, sir. Relax. Relax.
Wait, tell us how you think coal-powered things work, Eli. Do you think the water comes into contact with the coal? Like,
Who's ever been in a coal-powered sauna anyway?
Well, and more importantly, where the fuck else would the sauna elf live?
All right. You decide.
Good work, Finland. Good stuff. I like the sauna thing. Next up, we have the Yule goat tradition of Sweden.
You can already tell this is going to suck compared to having a sauna in your house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This one's not as cool. This dates back to the 11th century when St. Nicholas teamed up with a man-sized goat thing who had the power to control Satan, the prince of darkness. And this led to a custom in which men would dress up as a goat demon. They'd go around pulling off wacky pranks, and then they'd demand gifts from the people they pranked, which seems like the opposite again of how it would work. More recently, though, they realized that custom was extremely upsetting for little kids. So instead, the goat became a standard ornament for the tree. And also for just big displays, Swedish cities actually build enormous versions of the goat out of straw and red ribbons. And then they display them out in public. Unfortunately, I also just described with the straw and the red ribbons, I just described the first step in major public arson, which is what happens to these things all the time. Apparently, there's a serious problem with arson on those, and they haven't figured out how to fix it yet.
Well, I mean, there's a group of people that took centuries to piece together unexpected goat monster frightens children, so I wouldn't be holding my breath that it's right around the corner.
And that brings us over to Norway, where a big part of Christmas Eve is the large coven of witches who fly around on brooms doing witch stuff. And that's obviously problematic. So Norwegian families all make sure to hide all their stick-based cleaning supplies. While most of the world is, singing Christmas carols and having hot cocoa, Norwegians are like, all right, kids, let's all hide our weirdly large collection of brooms that we have. Hey, Merry Christmas. But apparently this actually works, and the witches are no longer an issue there.
Wait a minute. They're flying around on brooms looking for brooms? They already have.
And speaking of evil sorceress-themed Christmas stuff, Italy has something similar going on, but it's not on December 25th. Thanks to Italy being the epicenter for lots of the Wikipedia blood feud about the actual birthday of the Savior, they have a whole bunch of stuff happening on the night of January 5th, or Epiphany Eve.
I've almost got it.
So they celebrate on December 25th too. They also celebrate standard Christmas, but the Feast of the Epiphany on January 6th is a big deal. And it's supposed to fall on the day that the Magi brought gifts for baby Jesus. And on the night before that, an old lady named Befana the Witch flies around similar to Santa. She comes down through your chimney and fills up stockings with gifts for the children. And because Italy is fucking amazing, the kids usually get local food delicacies and wine.
Fantastic. Just picturing baby Heath with a prosciutto in one hand, bottle of Malbec in the other. Best Christmas ever.
Food delicacies. Just squeezing cold carbonara out of the end of a stocking like a pastry bag right into your mouth.
Get out of my head, Cecil. Next up, we have a tradition out of Germany involving the very festive pickle.
What?
It's customary for German parents to hide a pickle inside the branches of their Christmas tree.
Okay.
Getting a little uncomfortable.
And then give a gift to whichever kid is able to find it.
Nope.
Yep, they play a game called Hide the Pickle with Kids.
No, I quit
Germany.
the show. I'm gone. Later, guys. Nope.
Yep.
Not allowed within 1,000 yards of the show anymore.
So, I mean, I get that it's a pickle. It's kind of camouflaged in terms of color inside a Christmas tree. But still, at its core, you're having children go on a competitive hunt to find a briny, sour, spiny vegetable that's shaped like a dick. There's really no way around that. That's what's happening. One or the other. And the backstory is actually from Spain on this one. So that means Germany intentionally imported this. According to legend, 2 young boys were held prisoner inside a pickle barrel.
What?
By a bad guy with very specific tastes. And then Santa rescued those boys and brought them back to life. And Germany heard about this legend and had to fucking have it. So it's theirs now.
Isn't it amazing how much of German history is just them turning to the rest of the world and going, what? This is weird sexting? I had no idea. It's crazy. It's crazy. You fuck with this. Oh, okay.
Now you hide, Pickle. Yeah. And, from delightful Germany, we're going to move over to Austria and also a handful of other countries in Central Europe where they have a Christmas character named Krampus. And this is another one of my favorites. Woo! Yeah. Krampus. Absolutely. He seems to be a terrifying combination of just the most upsetting stuff in all the traditions that we've already mentioned, just combined together. He's basically Bizarro Santa. He's usually described as half goat, half demon with fangs and a crazy long tongue. What? And instead of giving gifts to good kids, he shows up in December to terrorize bad kids.
I love him already, and I'm booking a ticket to Austria. Let's go to Austria.
I like this one a lot, yes. So usually this involves whipping kids with his chain that he has, beating the kids with a bundle of birch sticks, and of course, stuffing the kids in a kidnapping bag.
No, you lost me at the kidnapping bag. I was there 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
So he beats them up, chains, sticks, they're in the bag, and then he brings them down to the underworld for some enhanced interrogation, I guess.
I used to be obsessed with this folklore as a kid. I had a whole mural of pictures of it on my wall. It was a collage Krampus.
How dare you?
Collage Krampus.
How dare you?
The origin of Krampus is the horned god of the witches from pre-Christian Alpine folklore. He's the embodiment of literally the hardcore BDSM that was built into the witchcraft rituals of this region.
It's adorable what you think is hardcore.
It's upsetting what you think isn't, Eli.
Thank you. Yeah. Jesus. So it's kids. It's automatically, that was correct usage.
Talk to me when Krampus has a bottle up his ass. A broken bottle.
Talking to you, Eli. So the birch sticks are both a symbol of the penis, apparently the punitive penis, which is very upsetting. And they're also a symbol of the initiation rites of these witch covens that involved binding and scourging as a form of mock death. So that also explains Krampus's chain that he uses to tie down his victims, which, just to reiterate, are children at fucking Christmas time.
Yes.
Oh, great. Now, based on last week's episode, Noah's going to get all preachy about not chemically castrating Krampus.
Shouldn't do that to him.
What would be the name of it? He'd be a gelding half goat? Forget the goat one.
Weather.
That's horse. Whatever.
Sheep.
All right, so that brings us to the Netherlands and also Belgium and Luxembourg, where they managed to find a Christmas character that was even more crazy and offensive than the BDSM goat demon who kidnaps children. But before we get to that guy, they have another little tradition here that needs to be mentioned. On the days leading up to December 5th, which is called Sinterklaasavond, or St. Nicholas Eve, in the Netherlands, kids leave their shoes next to the fire, hoping that a white horse named Amerigo, who travels with Santa, or Sinterklaas, will leave them treats inside their shoes. The good kids get carrots. That's their prize. And even dumber, the bad kids get potatoes. And that's so dumb, because potatoes are awesome and so much better than carrots.
Well, at best, it's a fucking tie. Leave it to the Netherlands to have fucking Epicurean Christmas traditions.
But
I don't know that that's a tie. Like, potato trumps fucking carrot every time. You ever order loaded carrot skins? No.
So the carrots and the potatoes thing is one of the dumber fuck-ups of carrot and stick. But that is nothing compared to this other Christmas character that we're about to talk about, named Zwarte Piet. I'll start by saying that his name means Black Peter in Dutch, I believe. The word Zwarte translates to a person with dark skin who comes from African ancestry. And the synonyms listed, I'm not making this up, the synonyms were Moor, followed by a pretty long list of Dutch N-words. Apparently, they have a bunch of those.
Jesus Christ.
This guy is very literally Blackface Pete. Not just because of the word. People literally dress up in blackface with frizzy wigs and bright red lipstick to cosplay Blackface Pete. According to the tradition, he shows up by boat from Spain.
What?
Because that's where Moors come from. And he entertains all the Dutch white kids. And he gives out special Moorish treats, which from the pictures I saw look like rabbit food trail mix combined very strangely with, those terrible Valentine's Day heart candies that have stupid phrases.
Well, they clearly modeled it after all those black people named Pete, right? That's where. Yeah.
So Rodney Pete, NFL quarterback, nailed it. So just to be fair, I will mention that the people of the Netherlands and Luxembourg and Belgium, at least some of them are now at least somewhat aware that blackface is a negative thing. It's pretty late on that, though. They're brand new to this concept that might be a negative thing, but some of them are aware now. So they've been coming up with a few different ways to ease back from the full blackface character that they were celebrating, but not enough, not easing back anywhere near enough. One technique is to call the guy Sooty Pete.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That fixes it.
Fixes it all.
Yeah, Sooty Pete, he's just got, smudges of soot instead of all black makeup and bright red lipstick. Still not great. Another example was when Nickelodeon of the Netherlands, they did a Zwarte Piet TV special using several Pete's, some of whom were black people.
Nope.
Again,
Didn't hit it.
Not great. No, didn't nail it. They said, somebody said nailed it in Dutch, but they did not. The woke Sooty Pete's didn't quite nail it. No.
Yeah, in a couple of years, he's going to be that friend who got way too tan and you can't talk about it because they're obviously embarrassed, Pete.
I wonder if and when just not doing that might occur to them, right?
Will not. Yeah, and just in case you thought they did fix the problem, you're weird, but here's a terrifying stat for you, just in case you're in that group. A survey from 2018 shows that about 85% of Dutch people do not think the original Zwarte Piet with the full-on blackface is racist. 85% don't think that's racist. And they've been having pro-blackface Pete versus anti-blackface Pete demonstrations for years, including this year. Right now they're doing that.
Some pro-blackface Dutchman drives his ergonomic bicycle into one of the protests. Europe's just better, guys. Europe's just better.
Wow. And speaking of the Moors,
No, you can't. Go ahead.
No,
go.
I guess
Go.
I guess not.
Go.
Well, speaking of the next thing I'm going to say, I saved my favorite Christmas tradition for last, and it comes out of Spain, the home of the Moors. It's called Tio de Nadal, or the Christmas log. And spoiler, it's a shit log. It's a shit log. This will make sense. Never, but I'm going to try to explain anyway. It's customary for kids in Spain, especially in Catalonia and Aragon, to build these homemade Christmas dolls out of a small hollow log with little sticks for the legs and with a smiley face on the front. And every night between December 8th and Christmas Eve, the kids feed the log little treats and also water to wash him down. And then they leave him under a blanket to keep him warm. And once Christmas Eve finally arrives, the kids start beating the log with sticks and singing a shit song.
Yep. Why?
And assuming the kids perform the beating and the shit song correctly, the log will poop out a bunch of presents and candy.
This cannot be right.
And this is 100% real. And once that's done, Mr. Shitlog is considered useless at that point, so they throw him in the fire and burn him.
You need to Google these shitlogs right now. They are adorable, and literally everything Heath is saying is accurate.
Yep.
I swear to God, this is real. This is seriously real.
If I had been Spanish, my childhood would have been much less traumatizing. Well, it would have been more culturally appropriately traumatizing.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, beating these things until goodies pop out and then you throw it on the fire is what we should do to billionaires. I'm just saying that's what we should do to billionaires.
That's such a relief. I did get you the right thing for Christmas, Cecil.
You got me
glad
Jeff
you said that.
Bezos? You shouldn't have.
I got you Jeff Bezos.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
You'd be amazed. 2 days on the delivery.
One more thing before we wrap it up. I need to share with you the greatest thing that I've ever learned. This is the greatest piece of trivia that's ever come across my face.
Good. It's pretty good.
These are the real, swear to God, the real lyrics to the Pooping Log Christmas song. Exact quote. Shit log, shit nougats, hazelnuts and cheese.
What?
If you don't shit well, I'll hit you with a stick. Shit log.
I love it.
That's a song the children sing
I love it.
in like adorable Spanish,
Oh,
and it's
so
like
cute.
da 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 da. Shit log, shit nugget. It's the best. It's totally real. And here's one more version. Again, exact quote. Apparently, there's a big argument about those lyrics were ridiculous. Here's a more refined version of the song. Shit log, shit nougats, made from almonds or pine nuts. Don't shit sardines, they are too salty. Shit nougats, they are better. Shit log, shit nougats. If you don't shit well, I'll hit you with a stick, shit log.
They both end strong. So, yeah.
And if you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, Heath, what would it be?
I guess Eli needs a Catalonian child to be his gastroenterologist.
And are you ready for Quizmas?
Game on.
All right. So I could have pulled from any part of your essay. Obviously, I'm going with poop log jokes. What are some other fun poop-based holidays that they celebrate in Spain? A.
Excellent.
Farty Gras. B. Groundlog Day. C. Shove Out. I didn't want to leave out our Jewish listeners. Or D. Maha Shitterati. I didn't want to leave out our Hindu listeners either.
Hi, Tulsi.
Tulsi Gabbard's actually a big listener, yeah.
Yeah, big fan.
I'm going with secret answer E. They have a keister bunny.
That is correct, sir. Yes.
All right, Heath, I've never actually liked Christmas very much, but I feel like I have a lot more options now. So which of the following traditions am I incorporating into my celebrations to get into that festive holiday spirit?
Mm-hmm.
A, beating the kids.
B, literally anything else. B, what's B? It's B.
Wrong. Beating the kids.
No, Eli's the host, so he gets to decide that you were right.
That's right. It's
Oh,
correct. Second most correct.
What?
Okay,
I
Heath.
don't know, man. We don't do this system anymore.
Skipping on along here, Heath. What's the best thing to eat that falls out of a Christmas log? A, banbao. B, black forest cake. C, sticky buns. Or D, a shrubway sandwich.
Again, I believe it's secret answer E, duck confeces.
Oh. All right.
I didn't go with poo there. I went with sticks.
All right. Well, Cecil
Way to gross me
was
out.
the third
Thanks.
person to go, so he wins because it's Christmas.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Let's choose Noah.
All right.
I mean, you guys just let me do the castration one, but okay, if you're willing to trust me with the reins one more time, I'll take it.
You got to do something with New Year's. I don't know, cutting off tits or something. Let's do it.
Already did that. All right. Well, for Noah, Cecil, Tom, and Pete, I'm Eli. Thanking you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next
It
week,
was
and
a
by then,
Noah essay.
Noah will be an expert
Fucker.
on something else. Between now and then, I'll be spending Christmas trying to distract my in-laws from giving my wife an anxiety attack. Tom and Cecil will do cool grown-up Christmas stuff like steaming a turkey and going to Reykjavik. Noah will try his very best not to punch his family, and Heath will try his very best not to punch me. And if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com. And remember, don't shit sardines or I'll hit you with a stick.
Okay, so it's agreed. He is a man, but he's also a ghost as well, and he's God.
And God, okay.
So we landed? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my nuns has epilepsy, so can we make it canon that the stuff she sees while seizing, well, that's hell? Is that could be?
That's hell, yes, we can do that. Yep.
Good. Yeah,
that'll make
for sure.
Locked in.